I'm Kelly Morrison. I'm a Professor of Experimental Physics here at Loughborough University. We've been exploring the capabilities of our new nanolithography system to create what we believe is the world's smallest violin.
Here it is, the world's smallest violin on this chip.
Depending on how you engage with technology, there are people who are always looking to have something that runs faster, better, more efficient. That requires this continuing finding a way to scale down. So that could be for cell phones, laptops. It's the technological capability to go from fairly large things, millimeter, so something that you could see with your eye, and making it smaller and smaller and smaller so that they could cram more stuff in. All of this relies on being able to pattern very small things. But as it gets harder to make things smaller, we now need different ways of approaching that. The nanofraser is what we call a thermal scanning probe microscope. It allows you to effectively write patterns or draw very, very small structures in different types of materials. It's like this very, very, very small needle that can see atomic interactions. What we do is we take that needle and we heat it up. So now it can not only see the surface with atomic resolution, but it can burn away material. Because it can burn away material, we can use it to write patterns.
To create the world's smallest violin, we have a multi-step process. And we start with our clean chip and put it into the glove box, where we coat it with a very thin layer of polymer. We take this chip and then put it underneath the nanofraser, load our pattern in the nanofraser software, and then set the parameters so that the small tip, which gets hot, writes the violin pattern into the polymer. The next step is to dissolve the polymer, and it only dissolves where we wrote the pattern, so we are left with a hole in the shape of a violin. We then take the chip and transfer it to the deposition chamber, where we deposit a platinum layer. We then take out the chip out of the system and put it in some acetone. To remove all of the polymer, we are then left behind with the violin. It might be difficult to visualize all these different steps because everything happens at such a small scale. But a very easy to understand analogy is screen printing. In screen printing, you create a stencil of your design, place it onto your t-shirt and then squeeze through the color. And then you peel off the stencil and you're left over with your design on the t-shirt. And this is very similar to what we do, just on a smaller scale. It measures 13 micrometers across and is 35 micrometers tall. And it is made from platinum.
If I take the comparison of the average human hair, something between 15 and 120 microns, it's smaller than that.
Another comparison we can make is of the size of the violin to the size of a tardigrade, or small water bear. And they have a size of about 50 to 1,200 microns. So if you had a small tardigrade, they might be able to play the violin.
Building the world's smallest violin may all seem like fun and games, but a lot of what we've learned in this process has essentially laid the groundwork for the research that's going to be implemented here. Currently, there's only a handful of nanofrasers in the UK, and what's unique or special about Loughborough is firstly, we've got it installed in a glove box that allows us to control the air. You can get some materials that are very sensitive to water or air, or even the inclusion of some dust that can come in when you take it out. The nanofraser will allow us to design experiments so that we can really probe different materials in different ways. So that could be with light, magnetism, electricity, and see what the response is. Once we know that response, we understand it, then we can use it in different ways in new technologies to improve on, say, how efficient a computer is, or let's try and harvest some energy while we're at it. But first we need to understand the basic science, and that's what it will enable. I'm really excited about the level of control and possibilities that we have with the setup, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what I can achieve, but also what everyone else can do with the system, because it's open for access in the school.